Hello, determined self healers, and welcome to another live training here in our Facebook group. I'm so excited about today because I'm teaching you my very favorite technique for energy balancing. It is the one I recommend the most. I recommend it to every client, I recommend it to people on the street, strangers on Facebook. I recommend it to everyone, and I'm here today to recommend it to you. Alternate nostril breathing. That's what we're learning today. Very, very practical solution for balancing your energy. It's one that you can take with you wherever you go. It's perfect for doing in the car before you head into the grocery store. It's great for doing before you jump into a meeting that you might be running late for. It's also great to do every day for just a regular balancing routine in the mornings. Perfect for when you're triggered to help you restabilize your nervous system. I love this technique, and I'm so excited to teach it to you. So quick, why does it work? You might have heard me talk about this in some of the other units here in the group. If you haven't watched them, please go back and do that. Two of the major energy channels in your body that correspond with your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, the fight, flight, and freeze modes that we all go into, those energy channels end at each of your nostrils. And that's why we're working with both of them, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to balance this energy. We're going to be balancing the yin and yang energies inside you, the sun and the moon. Some people call it the masculine and feminine, but not for me. Those words are not for me. We're going to be balancing those energies with this one breathing technique. Now, this is a technique. I'm just going to show you the alternate nostril breathing technique. This is a technique that I use as part of a 5-part breathing sequence that I do every single day. I am teaching that breathing sequence in the workshop. It's free. It's a free workshop. That's December 3rd. So if you're interested, if this works for you and you want to dive a little bit deeper, learn more about this type of breathing and balancing energies in this way, I highly recommend joining that workshop. Today we're just doing alternate nostril breathing. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to close one side of our nostril, one nostril, and inhale and exhale only through the open side. And then we're going to switch. Close this and inhale and exhale through this side. Perfect. That's great. I want you to make sure that you're just controlling where your breath is entering and exiting from. You're not trying to force it in and out. So we're not kind of thing. We're just allowing our nostrils to close and controlling where the breath is going. That's all we want to be doing during this exercise. The longer you do it, the more benefits you see. So if all you've got is a minute, you're going to get some benefits. If you've got 4 minutes, you're going to get more benefits. I recommend 7 to 11 minutes if you can hack it. We're all beginners here. I'm doing this for brevity in hopes that this is a practical solution that you can continue to come back to make part of your everyday routine. That's what we're all about here in this group. So we're only going to do 4 minutes today. We're only going to do 4 minutes today. I encourage you to go as high as you can. And there have been studies done on this particular breathing technique that say that all the things that people are proponents of it are saying are true. And in that study, people were doing alternate nostril breathing for up to 40 minutes a day to see actual physiological changes in things like body temperature and heart rate and resting heart rate. And so it's important to do this consistently. It's important to do it for as long as you can. Again, we're only going to do it for 4 minutes today. I'm going to guide you through the practice. So I invite you to come in with me, sit down, get yourself comfortable. Make sure that your spinal column is kind of straight. You want things to be stacked. That is going to allow the energy to flow. It's going to allow the breath to flow. And it's just the good breathing posture. Now you can lay down to do this. You can sit in a chair. You can sit cross-legged. You can Any way that feels comfortable for you, just make sure that the energy can flow through you fairly easily. I want to invite you to start with some breath awareness. I like to start most of my breathing practices with awareness of the breath. So we're not controlling it, we're not doing anything with it, we're just becoming aware of it. We're observing the natural spontaneity of the rising and falling of our chest. And so I want to invite you to start there with me. So close your eyes. Allow your body and your arms to relax naturally. And now focus your attention to your chest. Take a moment to notice how it rises and falls. Just allow your breath to be natural and normal. And notice it for a few seconds. Close your right nostril with your right index finger. And inhale and exhale through your left only. Now close your left nostril and inhale and exhale through your right. Switch. Keep switching. Inhale and exhale through one side. Inhale and exhale through the other side. Embrace the silence and the stillness as we continue to breathe. About halfway there. One more minute. Finish this last sequence and open your eyes. The calmness and the clarity that comes from using this breathing technique happens every time. It works every time. It's a great, quick and dirty little exercise. Practice this all the time. Practice it in the morning. Do it when you're feeling triggered. Do it when you're feeling overwhelmed. Do it when you finish work. Do it when you're losing your patience with your kids. Continue to make it a regular practice, and you'll start to see more and more benefits as it happens. As I said, start where you are, go as much as you can, and go as long as you can. I recommend 7 to 11 minutes with this, but I have seen that most people start to recognize some benefits around 4 minutes. And I just think 4 minutes is a very simple and easy way to help yourself. It's very quick. It's something we can all do as long as we're breathing. Very, very important. One tip I want to give you, though, before I leave here for you today is when you're practicing this on your own, a good way so that you can set a timer if you want, but a good way to know how long it's taking is for you to measure how many breaths it naturally takes you for about a minute, and then you kind of have a ballpark range on how many breaths is a minute, so you kind of know how many breaths that you'll need to do. If counting breaths doesn't work for you, it doesn't for a lot of trauma survivors. I see you, I hear you, I completely understand. If that's the case, don't count it all, don't worry about time, go until you feel clarity. And that's how I recommend it to most of my clients anyway. So go until you feel clarity, but for beginners just learning to work with this practice, please try to do it for at least 4 minutes like we did today. I'll be back on Friday to teach you a chant that is designed to balance the same energies, and when you combine it with the breath work, it gives such an amplified energy balancing experience. I can't wait to teach you that on Friday at 1 o'clock. I'll see you here then. Bye, friends.